Now I'm going to show you how to consistently earn on the OTC market using a booster bot. And let's get started right away. The first thing you need to do is choose a currency pair, and accordingly, set up the platform. What do I recommend doing first? This means to choose 1 minute for the trade and set the candle to 5 seconds. If you trade on the OTC market with 5-second candles, those will be the best entry points. And let's look at an example on the euro dollar to see how BoosterBot handles its task right now. We're choosing a trade for 1 minute, and we get a great buy signal with excellent percentages for success. Trades. And on the new candle, I'm opening a buy trade. As you can see, on this currency pair, there's a pretty good upward movement, so our trade is quite safe. And further in this video, we will analyze what these percentages are, what the percentages are responsible for, the reversal of movement, price, and how to work with this, and which percentages, by the way, are better to skip in order not to close your trade at a loss. So let's talk about how the OTC market is structured, why it has a lot of gaps, and what they are responsible for. But for now, let's take a look at this example. And as you can see, this trade is bringing me a great profit. The OTC market consists of ready-made patterns on weekdays when the market is trading. It forms certain patterns. This is called price movement, the structure of price. And as you can see, they are completely different at completely different times. And what does the OTC market do? Since it is an intra-exchange market, it sometimes lacks volatility. That is, accordingly, it has such gaps. And accordingly, in these gaps, you can see that the pattern changes. There are a lot of patterns in the OTC market that are really noticeable right away. For example, these huge candles. So at this moment, a new pattern is activated, and accordingly we can start reading the nearest number of candles. Patterns can be completely different. Sometimes it can be a whole huge segment. For example, you might have a small piece of a pattern, then you have a pattern that covers half of the chart, and the next piece is all the same pattern. And BoosterBot reads this perfectly. And accordingly, after that, it gives a signal to buy or sell and warns about the percentages. By the way, right now, click the link in the description and activate this bot. The bot is available to all our subscribers, and it analyzes both the OTC market and the regular currency market. So you'll be able to make money with it 24/7, 7 days a week. I'm choosing the currency pair British Pound Dollar, then I go to the booster bot and select the same currency pair. Time for the trade. I'm choosing 1 minute. I'm getting a buy signal with great percentages. To start, I'll open my buy trade on the new 5-second candle. And now, what do these percentages actually represent? The first percentages indicate how successful the pattern will be. How well did BoosterBot read it? If it's confident that the price will go up, then it will be around 90%. If BoosterBot is unsure that this pattern might change at any moment because there are similar patterns, you might have the same number of candles going up. And then you have two different patterns. One will go up, the other will go down. And if BoosterBot is unsure, then the percentages will be small. As you can see, this trade is already up by 30 points, and the second point indicates a reversal. As you can see, there were even very high percentages from 40 to 47. This is exactly the probability of a pattern change. So there was a very high probability that the pattern would change at some point. The BoosterBot won't be confident in its analysis. That's why we added percentages to the OTC market for you. It's convenient to see whether the trade will be confident right now or not. I'm taking $2,300 to my balance, and I'll open the next trade for $3,000. Now I'm choosing the Australian Canadian dollar currency pair. As you can see, such an impulsive movement is not typical for the regular currency market. But this happens quite often in the OTC market. Let's choose this currency pair and the time for the trade. I'm getting a great sell signal. I'm opening a trade on the new candle. Sell. All you need to do is activate the booster bot and start trading with it on the OTC market. You don't need to do any analysis. The booster bot will do the analysis for you. And by the way, right now you can see where the pattern changed. Know that when you see such a gap or when you see a news-driven impulsive candle, those are two scenarios where you might have a pattern change. We also take into account these small gaps. The OTC market is more volatile. It exists within the market and is present on almost every exchange. Each exchange has different quotes, each has different values, and most importantly, different logic behind the movement of these patterns. The BoosterBot has been analyzing patterns on pocket option for over 2 years, which is why it provides very accurate signals, and it can even predict with what accuracy the trade will close in profit. This trade is closing at 77 points and brings me $2,700. So, for this video, I've already made about $7,000. Not a bad result. Now I'll try the currency pair of the US dollar to the Canadian dollar. As you can see, there's a very reasonable movement here, and as I mentioned, it's all one complete pattern. There wasn't any change here, so let's try a stable currency pair. Get the signal. I'm choosing this currency pair and the time for the trade. I'm selecting 1 minute. I'm getting a buy signal with decent percentages. They're not very big, but I'll try to make money on those percentages, as you can see. The reversal percentages from 39 to 46 mean that the pattern might change right now. Since it hasn't changed in a while, well, and the percentages on a successful trade are also boosted. The bot isn't very confident, but I'm going to take a risk and open my trade for an increase. Let's keep an eye on this trade. A great trade brings me $2,500. Not a bad result. And, as you can see, the pattern has really changed here. We had a very stable long movement where the patterns didn't change. And here, at this moment, the pattern has just changed. And BoosterBot noted this clearly. And it issued that very signal. This doesn't mean that we will get a complete reversal in the price movement. But, it's better to be warned that the pattern might change now. And, the price could go against you. It's better to know this. I'm choosing the currency pair Euro, Swiss franc. I'm selecting it in the BoosterBot and setting the trade time to 1 minute. I'm getting a buy signal with good, decent percentages. On the new candle, I'm opening my buy trade. As you can see, the percentages for successful trades aren't very confident, but the percentages for a reversal are quite small. So you can be confident in this movement. By the way, if you didn't know, we have a personal manager program in our community. We have traders who teach people about trading. Besides our dear bot, you can also get a personal consultation and strategy. And a lot of other useful things from our personal managers. I'll leave the link in the description. Write to the support account that you want to talk to our manager. And one of the available ones will get in touch with you. You'll find the link to the BoosterBot and the support account in the description. Literally at the last moment, the price makes a very strong impulse, and unfortunately, the trade closes at a loss. As you can see, I didn't listen to the BoosterBot, even though the percentages were small here, and I closed my trade. Yes, unfortunately this happens. Right at the last moment, the trade closed at a loss, and then the price went up again. Right now, I'm just going to cover my loss of $4,500. I'm choosing the next currency pair, selecting it in the BoosterBot and setting the trade time to 1 minute. And I'm getting a buy signal with. I'll skip this signal with such small percentages from this currency pair and switch to another one. Let's go with the British pound against the dollar. I'm going back to the BoosterBot, selecting this currency pair and setting the trade time to 1 minute. I'm getting a buy signal. The percentages here aren't very high, but the very small percentages are for a loss. So, on the new candle, I'm opening my buy trade. Yes, if you don't like the signal, you can easily skip it. Feel free in this choice, since the BoosterBot provides an unlimited number of signals. It's quite an interesting trade. At the last moment, the price changed direction and brought me $4,000. Yes, it is. In teaser, the market is quite risky, but you can make money very quickly. And how do you see it for this video? I earned, if I'm not mistaken, about $10,000, so you can also start making money right now. Click the link in the description and activate the Booster of the Year. The activation process will take just about 5 minutes. Your time. And if you have any questions, just write to the support account. You'll find it in the description and in the pinned comment. That's all for today. See you soon.